Why play Lillia Jungle? Well, she has very high mobility, she deals great AoE damage, she scales well into the mid and late game, and she easily kites many champions. However, her ganks aren't strong before level 6, and she is squishy in the early game, making her vulnerable to invades. Lillia's passive is whenever she damages any enemy with any ability, they take damage over 3 seconds, and Lillia heals herself for a portion of this passive's damage. Lillia's Q has a passive, where whenever one of her abilities hit at least one enemy, she generates a stack. She can have up to 4 stacks at one time, and for each stack she gains bonus move speed. So, hitting multiple enemies with multiple abilities is what makes her incredibly fast. The active is a circle skill shot around her which deals damage to enemies hit, and enemies hit by the outer edge take bonus true damage. Lillia's W causes her to dash a short distance and then place a circle on the floor which deals damage to enemies within. Enemies hit by the very center of this ability take triple the damage instead. Lillia's E throws out a circle on the floor which will then roll indefinitely in that direction. It detonates when it hits an enemy or terrain, dealing damage to enemies nearby and slowing and revealing them. Lillia's ultimate can only be used if at least one enemy champion is affected by her passive. Upon use, all enemies taking damage from her passive become drowsy, and after 1.5 seconds they fall asleep. They sleep for 2 seconds, however if they're dealt damage by a champion, large monster or a turret, they're woken up and take additional damage. For combos, your go-to is to E into attack and Q. From here, follow up with W then attack away. And your full combo is to E into your ultimate. While they're asleep, guarantee your triple damage W into an attack and Q before attacking away. For matchups, Lillia is great into champions she can just easily constantly kite. However, she can struggle into burstier champions who can invade her and explode her. For runes, take this. Conqueror has amazing synergy with her kit, giving her additional damage and additional healing. For build order, start Blue Monster and Pot into Leandries and tier 2 boots. From here, a Rift Maker and Zhonya's makes you into a great bruiser before finishing a build with any of these as needed. For skill order, start Q then W then E before maxing Q then W then E, taking ult whenever you can. For summoner spells, take Flash and Smite. Starting the game, you almost always want to do a full clear. You clear the jungle very quickly and very healthily with your passive, and you're almost always a scuttle first as a result. From here, you can look for a gank, as always considering the 3 main points of where is the lane pushed to, what CC does your team bring, and what escapes does the enemy have. Before level 6, Lillia doesn't bring any of her own CC, and a lot of her damage is tied up in her W getting the triple damage. So, if you can ever target a lane that brings the CC for you so you can guarantee that damage, is a good go-to. Otherwise, just keep farming and scaling, only going for ganks when you have ultimate. Entering the mid game with your ultimate, you have amazing pick potential, where if you land any ability, you can guarantee sleep your opponent and land that triple damage W, which leads to easy kills and easy objectives. Entering late game team fights, it's all about landing a massive AoE ultimate. So use Q and E to apply your passive to as many enemies as possible, and then channel your inner Jigglypuff as you put them all to sleep. Not only does this make it very easy for your team to follow up, but you'll also be healing a massive amount while having tons of movement speed to keep weaving in and out the fight. And that's how to play Lillia Jungle. If this video helped you, leave a like and comment below who you want to see next.